I just paid 500 Rand for 240 ad placements, not to an agency, not to an ad platform, but for 5 local Facebook groups. And this is just to a lady who has access to that. And she'll be posting twice a week for 6 times a week for a month. Right. And this is the type of marketing that I'm learning that I need to do as a startup that has more ambition than an actual budget. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I've planned while I go get a haircut and then go to my favorite spot currently in East London. Not sure if I'm going to, because I have meetings at coffee shops that I need to do. So I'm not sure if I'm going to bring you guys along for those, but we'll see. This is the journey of Shoppernaty, a South African online marketplace that is currently being piloted in East London. And the whole struggle right now is trying to find real merchants within the Eastern Cape region to just join in and sign up and use the platform to actually get customers to buy in the platform and understand what exactly the platform is about. Because communication is hard right now. So yeah, let's start with coffee and then get the haircut. So here's a real problem, right? The platforms that we're supposed to be using to do the marketing are actually the ones that don't work for you when you're starting out, because they're meant for these large companies or these large brands that have money to iterate, fail, and try again. So when you're a startup, you have no choice but to make it work. Your money needs to work for you from jump. So you can't afford to fail as much as they do or as big as they do and reiterate, because for you, that could be just game over right there. You need to be careful about where you really spend your money. And so for me, when I had to think about marketing and think about where to get into, I got introduced to a lady that has access to these local groups. And then you dive deep into what these local groups offer. And you realize these are the actual people. These are the people you want. And you're not hoping or betting on any algorithm, which was quite interesting and fascinating. So you end up realizing you're not just buying the ad placements with them. You're buying, first of all, access to these individuals, to a deeper group that you would not have. And then also you're leveraging of existing trust, because the people on the platform already trust the people, right? So you're buying 3 things at once, which you would not get out of the algorithm. Yes, don't get me wrong. The algorithms are important to have, or these Facebook Meta ads, TikTok ads are important. You have to have them at a later stage because they just increase your reach. Actually, they magnify what you've already been doing. So if you're doing these Facebook ad groups and you're doing them right and you're learning and you're engaging with the people, your content is just being magnified in that manner. So yeah, okay, coffee done. Now let's go get a haircut. So we've just made it. But before we go up the mountain, I want to quickly have a conversation about people that I like to refer as door openers. These are the people that are slightly bigger, slightly more influential, people that will get you to the right doors. They will open up the right channels for you. They'll meet you, introduce you to the right people, right? And the bigger the individual, the more costly they are. Because as much as I met the lady that's going to advertise into these Facebook, WhatsApp groups, and I'm planning to utilize them more for other groups and just basically expanding and use more of these individuals. So I need to find more of these people, right? Because then that gets me into proper meeting business. It's like meet businesses properly. Then these door openers, people that refer to door openers, actually the way they're switching up on us. I'm going to say this quickly and then I'm going to get into that car. So these are people that are going to get us into the right doors. Are going to make us meet the right people, but they're costly. And frankly, where Shoppernaty is, we're not making that much money to afford people, right? But what we are as a business is a business that generates more revenue as merchants come in, right? So the more people, the more business owners we get on the platform, the better, right? And this is where then we have to have conversation or think about slight strategies to be able to get access to these people, to utilize these people, but also still get them paid. So one of the best concepts I got to learn in my previous startup was revenue share, giving them a slice of the revenue. So not a slice of the profits, but a slice of the revenue. And so they get to earn more money on the product. And so that's what makes us more money at the end of the day, right? Because these people give you access. Sorry, someone was... So we give them revenue share. So right now, Shoppernaty makes about 5% per transaction per revenue. We give them revenue share. So right now, Shoppernaty makes about 5% on top of every transaction that happens. So that is our actual revenue per transaction, right? Then you give them about 5% of that per 5%, right? Seems a bit of a lot, but if your business is set up in a way that you can give this a starting point, I mean, this is not a long-term play. And this is why we're strategic by saying that, hey, some of you guys, we're going to need you for 6 months, and some of you guys, we're going to need for 12 months, right? Because the more engagement you have, the better for the platform. And you can't get into really seeing who's bringing what and how, because at this point you're only building, you're buying into the access that they have plus the trust that they have built. And also they need to trust you. So I'm having a lot of coffee meetups with a few of these individuals, because then some of them need to see me, some of them need to engage with me, some of them need to build the trust, because they're not going to allow you to get into their audience if you're not going to offer their people. And yes, you're paying them, but they're not going to let you in if you're not offering something with of value to them. So yeah, I'm going to offer a few of these individuals revenue share for some of them 6 months, some of them 3 months, some of them 12 months, depending on how big they are, because these people are half the strategy. They literally are the other part of the coin. And this is how we build this platform bit by bit. It's going to take me some time. It's the most consuming part right now in terms of the workload that I have to do, but it's worth it. It genuinely is worth it. So yeah, let's go up this mountain before this weather continues to be terrible. There are 4 things, actually 3 main things to keep in mind. And then the 4th one's more like a suggestion. The first one is forget about thinking about platforms. This is not about platforms. You're not at the stage of platforms unless you're starting off with a good budget. I just have ambition, no budget. So forget about platform and think about where the trust already lives. And right now that trust lives with individuals that have access to these groups, group admin, page admins, people that have access to large communities or have some form of influence on these large communities, right? And the second one is find individuals that we call door openers. I mean, it's not a bad word. It sounds like a bit bad, but these are good people. These are great people to have, because their duty or their point is to be able to guide you and open the right doors for you and tell you which doors not to go to. And find these people early on before you end up having to need them at the later stage. Thirdly is you can start off with the flat fees, like these flat fees of like the ones I paid for 500 Rand today for a large number of ad placements, right? That are cheap, but it's not the type of ad placements you would think, but it's just someone being able to post for you in the specific groups that they have access to or admins to quite affordably. The big guys, if you've structured your business in a way that you're earning transactions or every product that you sell, you can track the breakdown of the products and you can add revenue share to that. Right. Depending on the business, some business would do profit share, but because we are a young startup, we don't know exactly where we stand. So I'm offering revenue share, right? And of course, you're not offering revenue share on every single cent that you're offering, right? There's like certain principles that I think you need to follow based on your business and how it would work for you. Right now, I'm not optimizing as a suggestion. Don't optimize for going viral. I don't care about that, right? What I want right now is good word of mouth. Like I'm only operating on good word of mouth. The only type of marketing I'm doing right now is referrals and word of mouth. That's through these individuals that are going to be posting that people have trust in them and they believe them. Because even the question she was asking and what she wants to know and the deep dive they do, someone that's looking to see if you're credible and you're legit business. And individually called door openers, people that have access to large rooms that you need to get to, or large groups that you need to get into. That's good word of mouth, because these people are already trusted and they also stand to benefit, but everyone stands to benefit at the end of the day. So those are the only two I am optimizing for. I'm not going to be creating ads. I'm just going to be creating content around this because I want to share the journey, because a lot of people already say they wish they had started the journey from like the first transaction, which is great because I'm at that point. So if you want to, I don't want to say join in, but if you want to follow along or if you have any ideas or suggestions, the one thing about being solo for now is it's just me in my head. And the only way I get to grow is from people's suggestions. My brother is also quite good help, so he keeps coming up with ideas, which is great. So imagine if I had more of you guys as founders, startups, any lessons you'd like to share, that'd be great. I'll check you guys when I have more thoughts. I'll create another video around this. For now, stay well. Let's chat.